new video. So in this video, we will share the portfolio holding of Mohnish Pabrai. Okay. So what we'll do first, we'll go to the trend line, and then we will go to superstar. We go to superstar, and then we can write the name here. So this is what we get. His name, Mohnish Pabrai. Now, Mohnish Pabrai is a very famous value investor. He's an American Indian investor. He is now most popular to invest worldwide in equity market. So he has one or two funds where he invests in India. So in India, whatever portfolio that he has, that we are going to discuss in this video. So as per this, it says as per the latest corporate shareholding files, Mohnish Pabrai publicly holds four stocks with a net worth of 1423 odd crores, right? So you see something very interesting. Four stocks and almost 1424 crores rupees. So it's a very concentrated portfolio what Monish Pabrai has. And in his many talks, he mentioned that he likes to have a concentrated portfolio. And the kind of research, the kind of style that he follows, it's very different from the common crowd, right? So without having any further details, so let's dive in all those four stocks that Monish Pabrai owns in his Indian portfolio. So we see here decrease in holding. So we see what increment is there in his portfolio that we do not see here. But let's see what all stocks he has in his portfolio. So first he has Rain Industry, and you see 538 crores of money is on Rain Industry. If we see the history, Rain Industry, he owned 9.8% of the company at the March 2019. Moving forward a bit, it has reduced a little bit, and then again it stayed constant for some time, 8.2 percentage for 2019, and then second quarter of 2020. And after the pandemic hit, he has actually increased the position a little bit. So this is very important. Keep this in mind that in the September he increased this holding by 0.5%, and then 8.7% remain constant till this quarter. And in the I think last week there was a circular that Monish Pabrai sold 2% of the Rain Industry that he owned. So most probably when trend line update the new data, that will be visible in this place. So far what we see, Monish Pabrai owns a very good amount of money in Rain Industry. I mean, he owns 8.7% of the company. And then the second stock is Sunteck Realty, third stock Edelweiss Financial Service, and the fourth one is Kolte Patil Developers. So guys, remember this name: Rain Industry, Sunteck Realty, Edelweiss Financial Service, and Kolte Patil Developers. So these are the major stocks, four stocks that he has in his portfolio. Okay. So next, let's come to Sunteck Realty. Now, if you see Sunteck Realty also 8.5%, that has been consistent for some time until September 2020, and then it has increased marginally 0.6%, then remain almost same 9%. So that means Monish Pabrai owns 9% of the company Sunteck Realty. All right. And then we have Edelweiss Financial Service. Now, guys, this is a financial service in India, and Monish Pabrai used to own this stock since long time. I think since 2015 or 16, if I'm not wrong. And I mean, this stock actually has not done very good. It has remained constant for a long time, and then it has fallen. And what happened during the pandemic, this stock has fallen like anything. That I'll show you when I discuss about the share price movement of all those four stocks. And then he heavily loaded up here. You see, this number is very important, from 1.4% to 4.1%. So September, like, he accumulated Edelweiss in the quarter of June, July, or maybe from April to June. So this time he has accumulated, he has increased his holding by at least 3%, right? So then it remained again next quarter it increased to 6.6%. It's slightly reduced in 2021 first quarter. So that's kind of the stake that has Mohnish Pabrai owning in Edelweiss Financial Service. And the last one, Kolte Developers. Mohnish Pabrai has discussed about this stock, this business in many of his personal talk. He has discussed what is the moat this company owns, and so on and so forth. So in this, we see 6.6 percentage has been in early of 2019, and that has slightly moved up 2020 starting, and then slightly fallen. So more or less, we can say Kolte Patil developers in this business, Manish had almost remained his take what he had back in 2019. Now, one thing very important, Mohnish Pabrai actually loves to hold a stock for quite long time. Okay, so now what I have done, like all these four stocks, how much money he has invested in all those particular four stocks, I have gathered together in this spreadsheet. So you see, the rain industry, if I just allocate it as per the percentile calculation, 38 percentage of Mohnish Pabrai's money is sitting on rain industry, 26% of Edelweiss Financial Service, 28 percentage is in Sunteck Realty, and it should be a Kolte Patil Developers. Is a slightly spelling mistake. So Kolte Patil Developers is having 8% of the exposure. So this is kind of his entire 1423 crores are sitting on these four stocks, most probably in this allocation. It is as per the latest filing of the result in March 2021. Now I'll show you something very, very interesting that you will understand what is the philosophy of Mohnish Pabrai and how exactly he enters in a stock. Guys, all this discussion that we are making, these are never should be taken as a financial advice. These are just for your educational purpose only. So let us first check the first stock, which is Rain Industry, which is 38% of his portfolio. So let us see the chart of Rain Industry, the price movement chart. Now, many of his stock, Mohnish Pabrai is very vocal about the investment that he did back in 2015, 14. Like he explained in a couple of occasions. So that is how we have all those data. Somewhat, it's like I'm trying to get the information from his talk that he had given. So what happened? Mohnish Pabrai invested in rain industry in a very peculiar way. All right. So what he did, he one day found a write-up on rain industry, and he found the write-up to be very interesting, and then he liked certain aspect of rain industry, and then just after reading this write-up, he invested heavily on rain industry. Heavily, what do I mean by that? He invested almost he owned almost 9.99 percentage of the rain industry. That is the maximum you can go as an individual investor. So he went up to 9.9 percentage. All right. So if he likes his stocks, that's how heavy he bets on the stock. Now let's move to the price point of this. So you see, the rain industry stock has been pretty flat for like since 2010. It has remained completely flat. It's a small cap company. Not many analysts actually follow this. So he actually invested in this region in 2025 when the price was 35 to 37 rupees back in 2015. So what happened after that? Nothing in fact happened. I mean, next 1.5 years, the stock remained completely flat. There is not much movement in the stock. And after that, what happened? Due to some development in China, export import relation, I do not want to get details of it. The price of rain industry kind of exploded. It has gone up to 371. So guys, do you see, he invested around 35 rupees, 37 rupees, and then this stock actually had become 10x. I mean, 10 times it became, right? But interestingly, Mohnish Pabrai has not sold this stock. He held the stock. So after that, what happened? This stocks has severely collapsed. I mean, you see the way it has moved up, the same pace it has fallen. And back in the pandemic last year, it has fallen so much so that it was almost close to 40 rupees, very close to the price what Mohnish Pabrai initially invested on. And if you remember, I have shown you during how his stake varied in rain industry, he actually increased a little bit in this position, right? So after that, it has taken a quite a wild swing. The price has taken uptake by almost 3-4 times. Very recently, 3-4 days back, he sold 2% stake of rain industry at the price approximately 180 to 185. So what I have shown you in earlier, 8% was owned by Mohnish Pabrai, 2% out of which has been sold. All right. So that's kind of the story of rain industry. Guys, we need to understand very important thing here. Just if we look at a very famous investor investing in any particular stock, and if we, without understanding, if we invest in any place like this, we will make lot of losses, because the investment idea or investment stock is important, but what is more important than that is the price at which you are investing. The price you are paying, that determines what is going to be your return, right? So Monish Pavara invested in 35 rupees. Even if he's solding at 180 rupees, you can see it's 4-5 times money he made in this small 5 years. So it's a massive profit for him. But if you have invested any time, like when the share price actually picked up, you have lost a lot of money. Anyway, let's move to the next stock, which is Edelweiss. There is not much to say about this stock. I mean, I do not know much about his investment, what is his buying price. But what I have recently observed, I mean, when the share price collapses in June 2020, March, April pandemic time, this share price actually collapsed from money to 300 rupees to 40 rupees. So this was the point. Monish Pabrai, if I take you back, it was 1.1%, 1.4%, and then September, if you see, it went up to 4.1% and then 6.6%. That we see here also. So this is the moment he loaded up with Edelweiss, and then slowly it is moving upwards. So guys, what is more important is just not the stock name. It is more important what price you are invested in the stock, right? And then there is a Sunteck Realty. In Sunteck Realty, this is another very, very interesting case. Monish Pabrai invested in Sunteck Realty in a very, very peculiar time. There was a lot of chaos in real estate industry in India, where lot of rules, regulation, new rules, regulation, for example, GST, RERA, all those things happened, and kind of lot of real estate uh, promoters or business actually kind of went in the verge of collapse. So that time the price also of all real estate stock collapsed. During that time, Monish Pabrai picked up the stock. He picked up the stock around a price of, if I'm not wrong, it's around 80 rupees or 85 rupees. So around this time, like 2016, September, October, November. So when the price was close to 80, 90 rupees, he started buying this share. Now, to remind you, this share has collapsed from 335 rupees to 80 to 90 rupees. Then Monish Pabrai loaded up the stock, right? And after that, what happened? This share actually picked up like anything. From 80 rupees, it has moved up to 580 rupees. You see, almost 5x return he gained in this small period, almost 1 year, right? So that is why, guys, it's very important at what price you are investing. Okay, if you have invested anytime this, you have not made any money in 1 year, right? So that's very, very interesting about Monish Pabrai's pick, the way he picks stock at the time he enters. And if you see, this stock actually virtually collapsed during the pandemic, like overall market collapse. So this stock actually also collapsed. And then also it moved up, and then like it's going. So the story still continues. That's how Monish Pabrai says. But he invested in this time frame. So that's about the Sunteck related. There is one more stock, Kolte Patil. So I can just show you how the stock price movement has happened over the time. But I actually do not know about the price at which or the time range when he invested in this stock. All right. So guys, that's about Mohnish Pabrai's Indian stock portfolio. I have tried to give you some insight about the price when he entered and the kind of mindset he's having when he invests in this stock market. So, all right, guys, thank you. Thank you for checking out this video. I'll catch you up in the next. Thank you.